Recently I started teaching some art history art mini classes at our local resource center during the daytime. So, kind of aimed towards seniors and retired folks who wanted to have an art experience. So, each one starts with a 15-ish minute background of the artist and their art career and their life. And then we do a bit of art inspired by that artist. So, recently, I did one on the Japanese artist Yayoi Kusama, who I just adore. Her work is just so fabulous. And I love the way that she has found to work through some of the challenges that she's faced with her art, and that art is something that she returns to daily, 95 years of life so far, because it helps her kind of process the world and process all the things that she's working through. And this was one of the ways that I encourage students in this class to explore dot making. I love the ties to pop art that she has had in her career, and pop art is super fun. So, the bright, bold colors. I love variety, so I encourage them to play with different size dots and really just kind of see where they went with this. I also show them a couple other different ways that they could create art inspired by some of Yayoi Kusama's art projects and artworks and techniques and different phases in her art journey. But this was the only one that I filmed. So I used acrylic paint, and I just chose a couple different fun, bold colors that kind of reminded me of kind of the color schemes that Yayoi tends to work with and has been drawn to in her different artworks over the years. And then I freehanded those dots with kind of a small brush. I kept changing brushes a little bit to give me the control that I wanted to. So I ended up working with yellow and kind of a pinkish red and blue and green. So kind of sticking with some basics. And then working through each color, so putting down the yellow dots, then putting down the pinky red dots, and then the blue dots and the green dots, and just gradually filling the space and kind of deciding what went where based on how it felt, and then stopped when it felt done. So I did go back and forth a little bit as I felt like I needed more green and more yellow, and the smaller dots especially in the end, just to kind of give it a real sense of balance and unity. And then once those dried, I went in with my Sharpie and I gave them a black outline. They didn't need it, and outlining dots isn't necessarily something that Yayoi has done in her work. Her dots kind of tend to stand for themselves, but I really wanted just that kind of crispness to each of the circles myself, and it was kind of a fun way to put my own artistic preferences onto an inspiration from an artist that I greatly admire. And we had a lot of fun in this class. They really created some fun, interesting things. And you can check out some of those pictures that I shared on my Instagram from that day of class. It was really fun, and I was excited to share an artist that none of them had heard of before, and yet who is so incredibly famous and known worldwide in the art community. So I'm excited for future classes. This is a series that I am going to be continuing in our community through the Resource Center in the fall. I think I have 19 different artists lined up for next year, and it's a great opportunity for me to dive into some artists that I've always wanted to know more about, or some that I really already know a lot about and love, and just sharing that passion for art history and art with anyone interested in signing up. So if you think this is pretty neat, be sure to give it a like, subscribe for more art updates, all things art in the land of Elizabeth, and I'll see you next time.